One of the things that Italic is really interested in is how does art affect us and why? Why do we have the emotional, affective responses to a work of art that we do? One of the important things about encountering art within a community is that the experience of art is deeply personal on a certain level, and it can leave you feeling vulnerable. For instance, what if you love something? What if you love Bach and no one else in your family can stand listening to Bach? There's something about this idea of feeling very passionate about something and wanting to share that passion and wanting it to be shared, and sometimes running up against resistance to that by people who don't share your passion, and then the joy of finding people who do.
Living in a community of artists is absolutely fantastic. There's no way to there's no better way to just be around so many different people that have so many different perspectives on a lot of different art forms that you've probably never even heard of. And it's really wild to see like their influences, their loves, their passions, and see how they sort of, not go at odds with, but sort of complement yours and sort of challenge your beliefs and passions in a way that like is ultimately super constructive and so worthwhile.
I think Italic is a program for arts and humanities students, future arts and humanities majors, but it's also very significantly and importantly a program for future STEM majors or future public policy students, for future social sciences majors. Because there's no life that doesn't have art in it, and many Stanford students, as you'll find when you get here, are going to be significantly involved both with, let's say, computer science, but also with the arts, with music, with theater, with creative writing. And I think those two focuses can interact and cross-fertilize with each other and make something that's richer and deeper and more exploratory than it could if you were just focusing on a single field.
At first sight, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of overlap between what you do in Italic and what you do in a STEM major like math. But it turns out that you do learn a lot of stuff in Italic that becomes really relevant to the way you pursue different ideas, even in a STEM major like what I'm doing. Italic is all about looking at things beyond their surface, what is sort of the depth of how these things work, and learning to pick apart and analyze the way things work and the way things affect the world around them.
I decided to apply to Italic because I wasn't sure I wanted to commit to being an art major, but I really wanted to experience the art community at Stanford and get sort of a comprehensive understanding of what it was like to be an artist, both at Stanford and in the world at large. So I ended up being a product design major, but the Italic experience has been really important to me to understand like the aspects of design and just the breadth of possibilities.
The students also make the experience of the class, and together in Italic we make something very special. One of the reasons that we do that is we all bring something different to the table. And what we bring to the table is enhanced and amplified by what everybody else is bringing to the table. So professors teaching together get to go beyond their own specialties, the thoughts they've already had. They get inspired by the people that they're teaching with and also by the students. So it's the collective nature of the experience and the interdisciplinary nature of the experience that really matters to me in Italic.
Italic does this really cool thing where after lectures, you're able to eat lunch with the faculty, and so that's a time to talk about lecture that day and get other faculty members' opinions on it. Or you can talk about what they're doing with their research. Or you can just talk about regular things like what they like to do. And so that experience to get to know your professor in a way that is just more real than the kind of experience that you get from a normal professor that you can't really have those real conversations with is really, really awesome.